Okay, Caravan International 181. She's now a 2002 model. We bought it in 2004. I just want to show you this. So it's a little bit battered. Oops, sorry. As you can see that, because this had broke. This had broke, and this one is intact. But I'm changing all these to stainless steel bolts with a nut on the end, but I need a couple of stainless steel washers. But this was hanging, the whole drawer was hanging off. Well, once I put that in, I put a piece of metal through there, and that held it temporarily, otherwise the door would have flew off. So I'm going to show you a fix that I'm going to use. You don't have to use the same fix, but I think it's a lot easier than this, because these are 8mm holes. That's an 8mm hole, and inside here you have an insert both ways. So this is not a washer, this is actually part of an insert that goes into here. And the bolts, it's not a bolt, it's actually a rod, just a metal rod which corrodes and gets stuck. And there's no nuts on the end or anything, they're just, the rod's sitting here, they're pushed in, so it's a hard fit. And then you've got end caps that push on, which you can see. So there you go. So I think this is part of one of them. I think it's this one, this little spacer. And then you pull these end caps off, if I can, and I'll show you how I'm going to repair it. I'll leave it for now. But anyway, you can see the gist of it. But a bit later on, when the weather gets a bit better, it's a bit raining at the moment, I'll take this and I'll show you how I'm going to fix the hinges on these doors. Now, not all, but pretty most of them have got these anyway. Also, I might have to look for one of these, which is the hook. So when you lift this up here, this flips up. This will open. It's got someone's forced it and snapped the little clip off the end. Okay, so that's today's video. Well, it will be. These are not too bad, but I bought bolts for all of them. I'll show you the bolts. Follow me. Whoop. There you go. What did I tell you? I think these are M6s. So the M6s, I bought 10 of them, but you can buy them, and then they're all stainless steel with lock washers to go on the end. Got the heater going, parked at home, very warm, very cozy. There you go, so that'll be today's video. I'm sure I'm going to change that. That's me, almonds, healthy option. What I forgot to mention was, to get these out, to get the actual shaft out of this one, you can see it's quite badly damaged. I had to whack it into a vise. They were that badly seized, so I had to take the whole door off. So, and that was snapped. That was snapped, and all I did was then lift the door up towards me up here, and then slide it back, and it just came out. That one wasn't too bad. Whether I'll leave it, I don't know. I won't. I'll do it both. So there you have to do. I had to take the door off to get the pins out. Okay, to get these pins off, you're gonna have trouble. I had to take my door off. I'll show you. This is easy, comes out. It's just a non-standard piece of rubbish. That's what I don't want to use. Okay, just a bit of threaded bar, so that's no good. And now I'm trying to get this out, because look. Nothing that difficult that way. It wasn't too difficult, but this in between here, what happens is this bush here has a metal bar going through it, and it seizes and it corrodes and it just swells. Oh, I've got someone coming. So you got to take the door off to get the pins out. That's the trouble. once you get the door off, usually then these are jammed in. But you could knock these, they're quite substantial fixed to the body, so you can get a hammer, and what you need is actually a dot punch, a good long thin dot punch. Punch them out. Which I'll have to do with this one. You see what I mean? That's what it is. It's a plastic insert with a metal rod inserted into here, and it swells, and when it breaks, which it has done on these two, the door falls off. So what you need is something like, I'll do a quick rough idea, and then, so say this was a dot punch, you put it in there, see, and you've got to get these out, and I'll show you what I mean. I haven't got a dot punch, actually. I haven't got a dot punch. So it's a bit of a bodge, sorry. I'm just giving you a rough idea. It's actually squeezed back into the thing, so I just want to, that's it. So I can show you. Right, so these are inserts, and then you've got a steel bar, not steel, it's monkey muck, that pushes through. This is, I've had to drill these out a little bit so I could temporarily fix this, because this was dropping off when we're down the coast. And I'm going to replace it. Bear with me a second. Those. And they're not a bad fit. So these are M6s. So, but I want to do all three, so I've got to get this off now as well. And I think I was explaining in the vid. These are little end caps. Just gently work them out, because I'm not going to use them again. So they come off. You see that? And then what you do, put something like this sort of size down the hole. Well, there you go. Bit of a bodge, sorry. So that's what I want to show you. You see? Oh, sorry, there you go. And that's what it is. And these just crap. And they rust, and then they break, and then your door just falls off, in theory. That was already gone. You can see that. I mean, alright, it's 17 years old, so it's not done too bad. 18 years old, something like that. So I'll replace each one with one of these. Actually, I can probably show you. Oh, I've got to take that one out as well. So I've got one on the door now. That's going to be a bit of a pig, so you've got to put this in the vise. And they move. The one's in the door, so sometimes you have to take them out, which I've took a couple out. I should be alright with this one now, couldn't I? Just took the whole lot out, because usually they break. Oh, there we go. So that all can go back on, in theory. Might be a bit sloppy, but I might get some washers. Okay, so you don't have to go the same way, you can go opposites if you want to. But you could do with a spacer in between. See, that one's moved now. That's it. I thought I bought three. Did. So what you need is probably a washer in between to space this out properly. Otherwise you're going to tighten them up and it's going to jam and then it's not going to open. So I'll go and find some washers, or even a space of the same sort of diameter as that. So you could do with like spacers, that sort of size, and the diameter of your, so these are M6s, so 6mm. So a washer, 6mm in between. That should hold it stable, and just put a bit of grease on. So we'll have a look now. So I've just drilled out 2 M6 nuts. I took the thread out of them. You see that? Yeah. So I'll put that as a spacer now. Okay, one there. Let's just move. Ooh, can you see that? So one there. If I can have enough space here, I'll put it in there, but I don't think I will. So, it's a bit too wide, I'm afraid, so it's going to be a lot thinner than that. So what you could do with is just washers that size. Oh yeah, I've got anything, let's have a look. The alternative is put them in a vise, which I've just done with those two, drill that one out, and then get a file on them and file them thinner. But they're not going to be much thinner than what came out, which is like, what was that, 2 mil, if that? Yeah. Right, so I might just do 2, I think. Give it a go. This is I say it's a temporary measure because this is a Caravan International, which is a Italian job, Italian body. You can't get the bits for them. One of the blinds broken. I couldn't get the bits. I had to drill a very, very tiny hole in it and glue it in with a pin. So, okay. I just spent half an hour looking for these in an old toolbox at work I've got. I fit projectors as well, so these are spacers. So I think we'll try that one first at the end here. Bear with me, and I'll pull you back to have a look. Slightly overkill. Okay, let's come back this way. I could put a small washer in the middle. I come back a tiny bit. Push it forward, and we should get this one in between. Oh, look at that. And there you go. So this is a temporary, possible permanent fix. Because I don't want it falling off. So I'm going to grease these now. It looks alright. Well, it's better than your door falling off and hitting someone straight in the kisser or in through their windscreen of their car. So I'll put some grease on it, tighten the nuts up, and I'll show you when I finish the finished article. You could saw the ends off if you wanted to. Just found a smaller one. It looks better, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks much tidier. See that? Zoom into that. Yeah. So we can get that sort of size. I might change. I might get a few more of these actually, but I haven't got any left, so I'll do it as probably as a temporary measure. I'll leave these big ones on, but I'll probably get them size because that looks really neat. I'll show you that. Yeah, that looks tidy. So I'll leave them for now, and what I'll do then is put a washer on the end of that. I'll keep that one for now, and I'll get some made up. Those small ones. Okay, a bit of grease, put some nuts on. Okay, tighten them up, not over tighten them. These are the ones they've got, you could do it a bit more. They've got the rubber washer or the plastic washer on the inside, so they're lock nuts. This is what we want. Okay, so this door was flapping about like Billy-o, so now, I mean, I say temporary fix, permanent fix. Well, I'd like to do these better, smaller washers like that one is. So yeah, I'll have a look, see what I can get. We're out in the country a bit, so I'm limited to what we get unless we travel like 20-mile round trip just to go and get some bits. So a temporary fix, and it works well, and once it's shut, it's not going anywhere. Okay, thanks for watching. If you'd like to do a thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, even if you put a little notification on the bell, that'll notify when I've got many videos coming up if you like to watch them. Take care, catch you in the next vid.